He was a promising top student of Yunnan University, and unexpectedly killed 4 roommates in the guise of a butcher overnight. Then he stuffed the corpse into the wardrobe, and he was the serial killer, Ma Jiajue. On February 23, 2004, a dormitory building of Yunnan University emitted foul gas. The 2 students were attracted by the unpleasant smell as they passed by. Driven by curiosity, they opened the door. There was no one in the room, but I found that some liquid seemed to seep out of the wardrobe. They looked at the blood carefully. They were so frightened that they called the emergency phone. It seems that some students are injured here. Although they were very scared, they still wanted to open the wardrobe. What was presented in front of them was a cold corpse. Several people quickly called the police. After the staff arrived, they carried out a detailed inspection of the dormitory, and finally found the corpse in the other 3 cabinets. They were the roommates of Ma Jiajue. Subsequently, after some investigation, the staff found that Ma Jiajue had escaped, and determined that Ma Jiajue was suspected of committing a major crime. The public security organ immediately issued a reward announcement to arrest Ma Jiajue. After a month's hard work, he finally found his trail in Hainan province. When the police found him, they could not see that he was a college student, like a tramp picking up garbage on the roadside. After being arrested, he confessed to his behavior a month ago. But during the interrogation, he did not have any repentance. He said that he killed because he could not stand their ridicule, and that anyone would do so like me. So what exactly happened a month ago? Let him kill 4 roommates. Ma Jiajue, born in Guangxi Province, China, in 1981. Although he was poor, he always worked hard and achieved good grades from childhood to adulthood. But somehow he was a little lonely. He didn't like to communicate with others, and he didn't like to make friends. In addition, his appearance was a little fierce, and people around him didn't want to approach him. Until he went to college, he met 4 roommates. Although the relationship between them was not very good, they could get along happily every day. But all this beautiful was destroyed by a dormitory group playing cards. How did it happen? When playing cards, Ma Jiajue wins. At this time, a roommate, Jiajue, suddenly shouted at Ma Jiajue, "Are you so bad? Cheating at cards?" Hearing this, Ma Jiajue felt extremely angry. He felt that he had been wronged. From childhood to adulthood, what he hated most was being questioned by others for no reason. Although Jiajue humiliated him in the whole process, another roommate, Tang Xueli, also showed his approval of Jiajue. These things seemed to Ma Jiajue to be a huge injury to himself. He immediately made up his mind to kill them. On the evening of February 13, 2004, in the 317 dormitory of Yunnan University, Tang Xueli was sleeping in bed. Ma Jiajue took the hammer in his hand and slowly approached the unprepared Tang Xueli. He heard only a dull noise. Tang Xueli did not emit a scream, and there was no movement. Then Ma Jiajue stuffed him into a black plastic bag and put it into the wardrobe. At this time, Ma Jiajue has completely lost his mind. He decides to kill whoever appears in the dormitory at this moment. After a while, Jiajue returned to the dormitory. At this time, he could not imagine that Ma Jiajue was approaching him with a hammer. The hammer hit Jiajue on the head, and then he stuffed Jiajue into another wardrobe, as if nothing had happened. Ma Jiajue went to bed very quickly. Even the traces on the floor were too lazy to deal with, and he slept until the next day. At this time, the other 2 roommates also came back. Ma Jiajue took a hammer and knocked them down, and then put them into black plastic bags respectively and stuffed them into the wardrobe. At this time, Ma Jiajue's first reaction was to leave here quickly. In order to avoid being chased, he dared not stay in a hotel, or even go to a hotel. He slept under the bridge hole every day and went to the garbage can to find food when hungry. Finally, He was arrested by the police in Hainan province, China. The case of Ma Jiajue has given us some enlightenment. It is his sensitive and extreme character that has led him to this step. His story also gives us an infinite warning. We may not be able to change our character, but we have the ability to distinguish right from wrong and moral law. I hope that you in front of the screen can take a warning and not be controlled by emotions.